Yeah, basically, I was up at Gomer's How on the south basin, about 1,000 feet up, looking towards the right-hand side of the lake, going northwards, and basically, me and my wife, we saw a large object just surface out of the lake, and started to swim towards the far side.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
What did you think that you were seeing?
Well, we weren't too sure at the time. You start running off a list of possibilities in the back of your mind. Is it a diver? Is it possibly a deer swimming across? But unfortunately, we checked all those off, and with binoculars, it sort of verified that it's beyond anything which, is featured in the lake normally. So I was puzzled at the time.
I mean, you were taking photographs. I mean, you've got evidence of it.
Mm-hmm.
You must be pleased that you did that. And what kind of reaction did you get to those photographs?
Well, at first, the locals were very sort of sceptical. There had been sightings previously, but people don't take anything serious like that unless it's actually landed in a net or it's found on the shoreline. So I was comfortable in what I'd found, and basically I'd actually gone and taken the trouble to get it analysed by different forensics, and Canon were involved, Canon UK, and they looked at the actual images, and they were quite satisfied that the images were genuine.
Tell us how you followed up on your first sighting.
Well, with the actual first pictures, I contacted St Andrews University and spoke to a guy called Charles Paxton, who's a lecturer at the university, and he asked me basically to go back to the actual site again at Gomer's How and photograph everything which is actually around that area. So anything like swans which came over to the area where the original sighting was, boats, canoes, so forth. I took my daughter up there this particular time and took some photographs over towards the Lakeside Hotel. And there was a few shots which I took of things which were splashing on the far side. A few of the shots actually came out underexposed. Sat on the computer for maybe a couple of months. I then went back into the computer and just altered the images, and there it was again. There was possibly in a region of about 8 to 9 photographs of something very large and unusual in the lake.
Does that freak you out?
I don't think it freaks me out as such. I just think it's very, very lucky to actually get 2 pictures and 2 sightings at the same point, and within possibly 2 weeks of the actual first sighting. Other people have suggested that has anything swam up the lake recently, like a dolphin or a seal. But from where I was stood, looking through the binoculars at the time, which gave us a far better appraisal of the situation, it seemed as if it was feeding. And it seemed to be surfacing, chasing something around the top of the surface. And I couldn't believe how bold it really was. It was just out of the water, and it was quite happy. And it was just the sheer size and the bulk of the thing which took us both back at the time. And there's nothing moves in the water like that that I know of. I fish on this lake myself. I'm a keen fisherman, and there's no fish that I know of which have those characteristics.